Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Debbie, and today we're going to be doing something in my bread machine. We're going to be making hamburger buns. So I have some barbecued pulled pork going in the crock pot, so I thought I would make some fresh hamburger buns. And if you're not subscribed here, I wish you would think about subscribing. Hit that red subscribe button and always give me a thumbs up and hit that bell notification so you're notified of every video that I upload. Let's jump right into the recipe. Okay, so our recipe calls for 1 1/4 cups of buttermilk. Just dump it into the pan. It does say warm, just a little bit warm. 1 large egg, and I have this at room temperature, the egg. 4 tablespoons of butter that's been softened, and I've just kind of sliced them up. It also calls for 2 tablespoons of sugar. And I am stressing I'm going in order of how it is on the recipe because they want your flour, they want your salt to be separate from your yeast. So next I'm going to add 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. And to that I'm going to add my bread flour. And that's going to be 3 1/2 cups of bread flour. And I'm going to level off each cup. So there is one. Hope you can see what I'm doing. I brought you closer so you can see the process. 2. Getting to the end of my bread flour, but I have a new bag on standby. And 3. And then a 1/2 cup. And there's the 1/2. And then it calls for 1 1/2 teaspoons of bread yeast. And I always like to make like a little hole, well, whatever you want to call it, in there. So let's do 1 1/2. And we're going to put that in our machine. So it's locked in. Close the lid. Turn it on. And right now you can see it's on number 1. We're going to go to 8 and start. And there it started. I wanted to tell you real quick too, if you don't have buttermilk, I purchased this powdered buttermilk and it lasts a pretty long time. Like this one, the shelf life is pretty good. This is till 2027. So you can use this instead of buying the liquid buttermilk. Okay, just mixing it up. And we'll let it go and see it in a little bit. Okay, our bread maker just went off. Ooh, looks good. Look how that rose. So we're going to dump it out. And the paddle stayed in there. And it's a little squishy, little bit of air in there, so we'll get that air out a little bit. And I'm going to cut this so it makes 4. So I'm going to cut it in half. Try to get them as even as I can. Then I'm going to cut them in half again. And cut that in half again. I know some people use a scale. They actually weigh them, and that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. This is lightly floured here, so I'm going to just lay these out of my way onto here for now while I'm working with a few. And you just kind of want to make this top, they're pretty smooth as it is. But there's an air bubble, so they say just like poke that. You don't want the air bubbles. We're going to just make that a nice round ball. There's some air bubbles in there. This one was nice and rose very nicely. So you just want to make it kind of a ball like that. And then we're going to put it on. I have some parchment paper on my baking sheet. Pull it down to the bottom like that. So you're making a nice smooth top. Little air bubble. We'll get those out of there. I can tell they're not all equally in size, but one sandwich will be bigger than the other. So we're going to do this until we get them all made. And then after you get the balls on the baking sheet, we're going to flatten them. Some of these are going to be bigger than the other one. I could tell. You want to leave a good amount of space in between them as you put them on their pan, because you don't want them to be attached to each other when they rise some more or when they bake. So then after we get them on the baking sheet, we're just going to flatten them with the palm of your hand. Uh-oh, that one's a little sticky. Might want to. So after we get them all flattened, then we're going to let them rest again for 60 minutes, I believe it says. 60 minutes. And then we're going to bake them, and we're going to have some fresh hamburger buns. So they're going to go rest now. Okay. Ooh, they look so nice. And now we're just going to do a little egg wash on the top before we put them in the oven to bake. This is the very first time I've ever made these, and I'm hoping they taste as delicious as they smell. If I had smell-o-vision, it would be great. My kitchen smells wonderful. So we're going to get this egg wash on the top, get them in the oven on 375 for about 15 minutes to 20 minutes, and we will check them after that. You want it like a hollow sound on the bottom when you thump it, and you know they are done. That looks about good for the egg wash. Make them golden brown. So we'll get these in the oven. Okay, I just pulled them out of the oven. We're going to let them sit and cool off. You don't want to cut them when they're warm. So they look pretty, and I can't wait to eat them. Okay, I have my hamburger buns cooled off. I have sliced one, and ooh, can you see how soft? Oh, they smell delicious. And I'm going to add some of my pulled pork. I did crock pot pulled pork. And if you didn't see this video, please scroll down and watch it. And I think I'm just going to take a bite of the bun instead of the whole big. You don't want to watch me chew that long. Really, really good. I don't think I'll be buying too many store-bought hamburger buns after this. So, hope you try this. And until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.